Hello and welcome to our Excel's Essentials course. In today's lesson, we're diving deep into one of Excel's most powerful and versatile functions, XLOOKUP. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a solid understanding of how to use XLOOKUP to find data quickly and efficiently. Let's get started. By the way, this is a preview lesson from www.yourexcelninja.com, where you can preview more of my Excel's Essentials course. Link is in the description section of this video. XLOOKUP is a powerful lookup function that allows you to search for a value in a column or row and return a corresponding value from another column or row. It's a more flexible and easier to use alternative to older functions like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and even index and match. Let's start with the basic syntax of XLOOKUP. The function has the following structure. Lookup value. This is the value that you want to search for. Lookup array. This is the range or array to search within. It is the column or row where you are looking for a match for the lookup value. Return array. This is the range or array to return a result from. It will be the column or row to return the cell from based on the row in the lookup array that match the lookup value. If not found. This is optional. This is the value to return if no match is found. Match mode. This is also optional. This is the match type, like for example, exact, exact or next smaller, exact or next larger, or a wildcard match. Search mode. This is also optional. This is the search order. If you'd like to search for a match from first to last or from last to first. Let's perform a simple XLOOKUP. Suppose we want to find the department of an employee based on their employee ID. Here's how you can do it. We have a range of employee IDs in column A and departments in column C. We have cell G2 as drop-down form for the list of employee ID. We need cell H2 to dynamically return the department related to the employee ID that will be listed in cell G2. In cell G2, type XLOOKUP G2 A2 to A10 and then C2 to C10 and then hit enter. G2 is actually the employee ID we're looking for. A2 to A10 is the column containing the employee IDs. C2 to C10 is the column containing the departments. Handling errors with XLOOKUP. What if the lookup value isn't found? XLOOKUP can handle that gracefully using the if not found parameter. Let's modify our formula to return not found if the employee ID isn't in the list. Here's how to do it. In cell G2, type XLOOKUP G2 A2 to A10 C2 to C10 and then your fourth parameter, put in not found enclosed in double quotes. And then Hit enter. Using match modes in XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP also allows you to specify different match modes. By default, it performs an exact match. However, you can also use the following. 0 is the index for an exact match. That's the default. -1 is the index for exact match or next smaller item. 1 is the index for exact match or next larger item. 2 is the index for a wildcard match. Let's look for an exact match or next larger item. We have cell J2 as the cell that lists a lookup salary amount. Let's type in 54,500. In cell K2, we are looking up for the salary amount equal to or the next larger value from the salary column in column D, and return the name of the employee in the row of the matching salary amount in column D. In cell K2, type XLOOKUP J2 D2 to D10 B2 to B10, and then put in not found in double quotes to be your if not found parameter, and then additionally a fifth parameter number 1, which is all about the index for an exact match or next larger item. Now hit enter. Now the result is Emily Davis, because her salary value 55,000 is equal or greater than 54,500 as listed in cell J2. Searching in reverse order with XLOOKUP. You can also control the search order with XLOOKUP. The search mode parameter allows you to search first to last, which is default, or last to first. Number 1 is the index for search from first to last, which is the default. And then -1 is the index for search from last to first for that parameter. For example, we have a data set of sales transactions by product, date, and sales value. Cell V2 lists the product we are looking up for its recent sale value, which would be returned in cell X2. We will have to search from last to first, so here's how the search order in XLOOKUP becomes useful. In cell W2, type XLOOKUP V2 and then P2 to P10, and then the third parameter R2 to R10, and our fourth parameter put in not found enclosed in double quotes. For our fifth parameter, we're putting in 0 because it's going to be an exact match. And then our last parameter, which is -1, which implies the index for search from last to first. And hit enter. This returns 300 because it's the last row in the range we find product B that has a record of sale. Using XLOOKUP for two-way lookups. XLOOKUP is also powerful for two-way lookups. This is where you need to look up both rows and columns. Let's say we have a table of sales data with products in rows and regions in columns. And we want to find the sales figure which will be returned in cell J2 for a specific product which is given by cell H2 in a specific region which is given in cell I2. We will be using a nested XLOOKUP approach where the return array argument of the first XLOOKUP function will be another XLOOKUP function inside it. In cell J2, type XLOOKUP H2, which is the product name, and then A2 to A6, which is the product column. Now the third parameter, now we are entering the return array for our first XLOOKUP, but instead of entering a range of column, we are entering XLOOKUP I2, which is the region we are looking up for, and then B1 to E1, which is the array of region to look for a match, and then B2 to E6, which is the array of sales figure to return that matches the region given in I2. And then we close our formula with parentheses and another parentheses to close the other XLOOKUP outside. Now we get 270 because product C or region West appears to be 270 as their intersection in the matrix. Let's go through a few practical examples to solidify your understanding. We'll look up employee names and calculate bonuses based on performance. This is an exercise sheet with dataset of employee IDs, name, department, salary, and performance rating. Another dataset on the right is a matrix of performance ratings index and their bonus percentage to use in bonus calculation. Now, there's a column F labeled bonus amount, and then the task is to fill down values under column F for the bonus amount, which is calculated as salary value multiplied by its related bonus percentage in column J, determined by the performance rating value in column I. Also, we will create formulas in cell M2 and N2 to dynamically return the employee name and bonus amount based on the employee ID value in cell L2. You can follow along and download this dataset linked in the description or in the resources section of this lecture. The file will automatically format your answers in red if it's incorrect or green when it's correct. Now in cell F4, type XLOOKUP E4, comma, and then I4 with the dollar signs to I8 with the dollar signs, comma, J4 to J8, again with those dollar signs. And then close this XLOOKUP function, put in a multiplication operation, asterisk, and then D4. The XLOOKUP function here evaluates to the bonus percentage related to the row's performance rating, then that value is then multiplied to the row's salary, which is referred by cell D4 in our formula. The dollar sign tells XLOOKUP to disable relative references. This is when you autofill this formula down the column and then it doesn't get adjusted. In cell M4, type XLOOKUP L4, comma, A4 to A13, comma, B4 to B13. Now that the column F is filled down, This XLOOKUP formula is now using the employee ID given in cell L4 as the lookup value to find its employee name in column B. In cell N2, type XLOOKUP L4, comma, A4 to A13, comma, F4 to F13, and close the function. Now this XLOOKUP formula now looks up the same employee ID in cell L4 from the employee ID column in column A to return the related bonus amount in column F. Here are a few best practices when using XLOOKUP. Always specify the if not found parameter to handle errors gracefully. Use named ranges or tables for dynamic and easily readable formulas. Let me show you. Let us convert the range A1 to D10 into a table. Now the range is labeled with a table name. Along with it, getting a table name, the columns and each cell of the columns are now named ranges. Let's try to rewrite the XLOOKUP formula in cell H2 to look up the department of the employee ID in G2 and use name ranges instead of row and column references like we did previously. In cell H2, start typing XLOOKUP G2, which is our lookup value, and then our second parameter. Now we're going to write table 8, which is the name of the table, square bracket, employee ID, close bracket. That refers to the column of that table. Our third parameter is again table 8, open bracket, and then say department, because that's the column that we're going to be looking up as a lookup array for that same table, and close that XLOOKUP function. Now, the formula was easily entered and more readable. Lastly, combine XLOOKUP with other functions for more complex data analysis. XLOOKUP is an incredibly versatile function that can simplify and enhance your data lookup task in Excel. Whether you're dealing with simple lists or complex tables, XLOOKUP provides a powerful toolset to find and return data efficiently. Now practice these techniques and integrate XLOOKUP into your daily workflow to become an Excel pro. Thank you for joining this session, and please hit like and subscribe to be notified of our next lectures in this lesson series. Thank you, and I'll see you in our next video.